Hi everyone, I'm Nirisha, Assistant Professor in the Department of CSIT working in MLR Institutions of Technology. Today we are going to discuss about structures, the structures of the second part of the structures. So in this structure we are going to learn about the array of structures and also the nested structures. So in the last lecture we have seen about the structure declaration. So the declaration of a structure syntax is struct name and data type variable 1, data type variable 2, data type variable 3 and so on. How many members you want to include, and each of this is known as a member. This is one member, member 2, member 3 and so on. So how many members you want to include inside a structure? You can include inside this flap brackets and end that structure by using a semicolon. So struct employee is the name of the structure and the name is a member of that structure employee, and number it is nothing but employee ID, and thus we are finding the gross salary, and gross salary is the addition of basic salary, HRA and D. So all these variables we are taking in the type of a float, and we are closing the structure by using a semicolon, and inside the main function we are declaring the array of structures. See, for this single variable, so to that structure variable we are giving some arrays. So which is nothing but the array can be declared by using the square bracket. So E of 10 is nothing but in that particular E value we can store some 10 student records. So here int n and I that we are using, we are using in the inside the for loop, and n we are asking for number of employees. So here we are asking to enter number of employees, and by using this scanf statement we are reading that particular n value, and by using this for loop we are asking to print the percentile d details. It is nothing but I plus 1. So I plus 1 is, here I is 0. So 0 plus 1 will be 1. So that 1 will be reflected, which means the array is counting from 0 but we are counting from 1. So that is the reason why we are asking employee 1 details, and by using this kind of we are reading all that employee details and storing in its respective allocations, memory allocations. And then next we are finding the gross salary. Gross salary is nothing but basic salary plus HRA plus DA. So we cannot access that directly by using those particular variables. So that is the reason why we also include the structure variable E of 0, E of I. E of I means the I value. The I value initially it is 0. So E of 0 plus E of 0 dot BS plus E of dot HRA plus E of 0 dot DA, which means the first employee basic salary, HRA and DA values that we are accessing, and by using this plus operator we are adding, and what are the value we have got, that value we are assigning to the E of 0 dot GS, which means the gross salary, and under that gross salary memory allocation the value will get stored. And the next, all the student details that we can print, that we can read and find the gross salary by using these 3 lines of statements. And then next we need to print that gross salary. So for that n number of employees we have. So for that we are using for loop, and here we are asking to enter the details are a name as that particular student, that particular person name we are giving, and the employee ID, that employee number we are giving, and the gross salary we are printing. The gross salary we can print by using E of I dot GS. We are reading all these particular 3 values, and finally we are printing the gross salary of that particular employee. So once we'll check it practically. So this is a program that what we have shown in that slide. So if you run, see here, same struct employee. So these are nothing but the members of that particular structure, and we are reading all these 3 values, and finally we are finding the gross salary of that employee. So if you run as, so it is asking the number of employees. So we are giving the employees as, consider my number of employees in that organization is considered as 2, and it's asking to enter the employee 1 detail. So here we have given the structure. Here we have given the structure details as name. So first member as a name. So first value you need to give as a name. So consider that my name is some ABC I am giving. And then next we have int number, which is nothing but employee ID. So consider it as some 12. And basic plus basic HRA and D. All the 3 values we need to read to find the gross salary. So we are giving basic salary as 56. So these are the things of the employee 1 details. So this we can access by using E of 0 dot name, E of 0 dot number, and E of 0 dot BS, E of 0 dot HRA and E of 0 dot DA. And next we have given here number 2 because since we are storing 2 employee details in that particular array of structure, so we need to enter the second second employee details also. So the second employee details are considered the name as some XYZ and the employee ID as some 19 and the salary as consider this is the basic salary, HR and DA. So if we go with the enter, see all the details that we can find here. Enter the details are the details that whatever the of the employee are. Name is ABC. The employee ID is a number and the gross salary is nothing but the addition of all these three numbers. And the next the employee 2 details. So name is XYZ, number is 19 and gross salary is the addition of all these things. So this is the value of that particular thing. So here we are using for gross salary, we are using the data type as float. So that is the reason why after point we will get the 6 decimal points. So if you want only 2 decimal points, you can write here dot 2f, percentile 2f. So here we can write, if you write dot 2f, then after that only 2 decimal points will be visible. So this is about the array of structures. The next is the nested structure. So in this nested structure, we have learned about the nested loops and also nested if. Nested if means one if inside the another if. Nested loops means one loop inside the another loop. Here also the same concept. Nested structure is nothing but one structure inside the another structure. So in a C programming structure, within the structure, one structure can be declared inside the another structure in the same way structure members are declared inside a structure. So here this is the syntax. So here see here the structure name, and the next these are nothing but the members that we are giving. How many members you want to give, that many members you can give. And inside the same structure we are giving structure name, second structure. So this is nothing but this is the inner structure and this complete thing is the outer structure. So this is this inner structure that we are giving inside this structure, first structure. So these are all the variables, and this is nothing but the variable 1 that is for this structure type, and variable 2 is for the outer structure variable. In nested structure, we are placing one structure inside the another structure. So this is the structure name. So in a name will contain some first name, mid name and the last name. First name, middle name and the last name. So it is a group of characters. That is the reason why we are taking some strings concept, which is nothing but array. So 20 number of characters we can store in the first name, and 20 number of characters in second name, and 20 number of characters in the third name. And the next one more structure we have created, that is struct student. And here we are giving the member as first member as roll number, and inside the structure we are placing this name structure. So the struct is a keyword and name is the name. This is completely a data type. So that is the reason why we have included that structure name, and the variable that we have creating for the structure name is n1. And then next, by using this is nothing but the course of that particular student is going to learn. And then next, in the inside the main function struct student s1, we are creating a variable for this s1. So now we are asking to enter roll number, and by using this scanf we are reading that roll number and we are storing it in s1 dot roll number. And then next we are asking to enter first, mid and last name. So the three values we are reading by using this three control string, percentile s and percentile s, and we are storing it in s1 dot n1 dot first name. So s1 is the outer variable member and n1 is the inner structure variable member sorry. S1 is the outer structure variable and N1 is the inner structure variable name. And that by using these two variable names, we can access the inner structure members. And S1 dot N1 dot mid name and S1 dot N1 dot last name. And we're asking to enter the course, and we are reading by using this S1 dot N1 dot course. So coming to the memory allocation, so we are declaring the variable for this S1. So if we declare the variable for this S1, the memory, that is roll number, for roll number 4 bytes of memory will get allocated. And then next we have structure name n1. So to this structure name we are creating this n1 variable, which means In this structure name, we have some 3 members. 20 bytes are used to store the first name, and next 20 bytes are used to store the mid name, and the next 20 bytes are used to store the last name. And after completion of this next member that we have, that is char course. So for that course, again the course is of here we are using 10 bytes. So 10 bytes are used to store the codes. So in this way memory will get allocated, and here this is of these 3 members are inner structure. So these 3 members we can access by using n1, and all the members, all these 3 members, so this is one member, this is second member, and this is the third member of, these are the members of this structure. So that variables, that members can be accessed by using s1. So inner structure members we can access by using the outer structure variable name and also the inner structure variable name. So s1 dot n1 dot first name, and s1 dot n1 dot mid name, and s1 dot n1 dot last name. So in this way the memory will get allocated, and whatever the values we are giving, that values will be stored over here in this allocated memory. And the next, by using this printf statement, we are printing all the student details. See here, percentile D, percentile S, percentile S, and percentile S. The first is used for S1 dot roll numbers. So in the first control string, S1 dot roll number will be printed, and in the second control string, S1 dot n1 dot first name, and in the next, S1 dot n1 dot mid name, and the next one, S1 dot n1 dot last name, and S1 dot course, that we have one more control string. So that value will be reflected in the last control string. So if you observe the test cases, so here we are giving the roll number as 3, and it is asking to enter first, mid, and last name. So I am giving here as Jay Ramraj, and the next it's asking to enter the course, we are giving the course as a PPS. And the next, student details are, student details, here we have given the roll number as 3 and the name as Jay Ramraj. So all the 3 names will get printed over here, and the course is a PPS. So in this way we can also give the structure inside the another structure in our programming language. Thank you.